what is it that you've done? If you're the first person in your family that becomes wealthy, what you've done is let's say that, and we got to put wealth in context, but real wealth, let's say that takes you 20 or 30 years to obtain. What you've done is you've saved your next generation that 20 or 30 years. They don't necessarily have to be generators of wealth. They need to become good stewards of wealth. So how wealthy you get will determine what you need to teach your children, right? And I need my children to be good managers of wealth. And it's less important the wealthier I get that they learn how to generate wealth. That being said, Daniel's a generator of wealth. I can tell you he's going to be, right? It's there. It's in him. But I think I need to do it. And what I've thought a lot about this. If something happens to me, they don't just get lump sum money. I actually kind of feel like I'm toying with changing some things where they only get money based on what they earn. So like if they earn $50,000 a year, maybe I match it and they get $50,000 a year. It doesn't matter if I'm worth $1 billion, right? Like, so now they're forced to go out and produce. So I'm toying with some different things because if I'm here, I hope that I'm here long enough to teach them. My job is just to teach them to survive, right? And I need them to be able to do that if it's like me sleeping on a mattress on the floor, right? While, 3/4 the country away, so that I can support my family. Like if that's what it takes, I want them to be able to do that. If it's a life of luxury, that's fine too, but they need to be able to survive. So that's the challenge. Am I doing it the way I want to the level I should? I don't know. Time will tell. My other sons, I think Cam is going to be, he's so young, but I think he's going to be fine. Sebastian's my curveball. We'll see. And but I'll make sure that I plan appropriately for him so that he can, because the thing is for him is whatever passion he wants to pursue, I want him to be able to do that. But I don't know. I think the other thing by a parent becoming wealthy, what you may be able to give your children are choices. And so if my choice was to pursue wealth, I accomplished that. But maybe one of my sons wants to be a pianist or a ballerina or a whatever, right? Insert X. I just want to be able to be in a position that I can help them chase their dreams. And their dream is not, like if you go to college to become a teacher, right, from a financial perspective, I can argue against that. But from a quality of life perspective, if that was your passion, there's no amount of money that changes that. That's why we have teachers that are underpaid throughout the United States, right? Like they didn't do it because of the money. Same thing with like police officers. Same thing with military, right? Like I mean, they're not there because of the money. So like, I want to be able to have that foundation where my kids can pursue that passion, even if it's not the pursuit of money, right? Does that help?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to be able to fuel if it's
Whatever
something
it
that
is.
doesn't, like whatever we were talking about earlier. If it's something that doesn't make them money or enough money to live how they should, then it can just fuel their passion.
I know with Isla, my daughter, she's 5 and she's very creative. She's highly intelligent, like your kids.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see her, be able to do, like, if she wants to do something creative, she can just do it. Like she's playing the drums now. Like she's playing the djembe drum, and she takes drum lessons, and she's doing really well with it. And, she enjoys reading. She's always had any book she wants since she was very young. She loves to paint and draw and stuff, so she has plenty of art supplies to do all the painting and drawing she could ever want to do, and those things are important. I wish societally all children had those access to those types of things, and our school system was set up more to encourage children to do the things that they are more passionate about or more drawn to, because those are typically things that'll be strengths when they get older. And I feel like the kids that don't have those opportunities, they miss a lot. Like me or you even. Yep. If we had those opportunities when we were little, as long as we had good guidance and direction, I'm sure we would have accomplished way more than we have.